What's up everyone, OJ here, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be going over my exclusive virtual preview of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity that Nintendo was nice enough to show me recently. And also big shout outs to Ms. Click and also Rogers Base. They were all there too. We all got to check it out and it was a ton of fun watching it with them, asking questions and watching in awe as there's so many cool things that they did show off. So just to let you guys know, there are some like minor early game footage that you will see here. No major story spoilers or anything like that, but there's some cool new footage that hasn't been seen yet that I want to talk about here. So I took down like a bunch of notes over what were like the coolest things, but we're going to be going over at least 5 big things that I love about the new build of the game, which you guys are going to be playing very soon here. So one of the cool things is that there's no chapters in the game. As you guys have seen in the demo, you just kind of go into the world. You have that overworld map from the tower, and from there you can go and upgrade your weapons. You can actually take on side quests. You can equip all your different characters. Everything can be done before you head into battle from that overworld map there. So it doesn't feel like you have to go into a certain segment or a certain level or go into a battle phase, then upgrade and do stuff like Hyrule Warriors. Everything is taken care of right there on that overworld map before you head into battle. It actually creates a nice organic experience that I feel is way superior to a lot of the other Warriors games on the Nintendo Switch, and more particularly the themed Warriors games, so Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors. Now, another thing that's really cool about this game, which you guys probably already know about, but the new combo moves and what you can do, how you unlock them, what you get. It is one of the best things that I've seen, as Nintendo Treehouse was slicing and dicing through one of the new areas in the game, which we'll get to in just a bit. I was kind of in awe with how many cool looking combos and animations that they have for these characters. I mean, this is Breath of the Wild, but this is Breath of the Wild like you've never seen it before. Link, Mipha, Urbosa, all the characters move and do things you're like, wow, did they really just do that? Some of the moves are extremely impressive, and I really like how they've kind of put it together to where you can access those moves by getting rupees and upgrading and doing different things with your weapons and being able to just kind of get a more, I would just say, unified experience playing through the game with your characters, unlike Hyrule Warriors, which seemed a bit segmented at times with different weapons and kind of what you can do. So I do love that about the game. Now, I do also want to note here, guys, I know I said 5 things, but man, I might go over that. I might break my own rules for this video because this was such a hype preview. The outfits, and just like Breath of the Wild, there are various different outfits that don't affect your stats, okay? They don't affect your stats despite what it might say. It doesn't affect your stats, but you can just do it just so you can look cool, right? You have the different outfits, you have different color dyes, and you can customize your characters. So if you're uploading to YouTube or if you're with your friends or whatever the case is, you guys can all have characters that look different. So that was actually a nice little touch that they added in as well. Now, one of the things that I'm gonna spend just a wee bit of time on is the new area that they showed off. The Zora's Domain battle. Oh my gosh, bruh. I gotta tell you guys something here. This looked a lot better than what we saw from the demo. Like I talked about, this is the updated build of the game, probably the final build since it's coming out very soon here. And this level just looked spectacular. There were a bunch of enemies on screen. And the best thing about it, it seems like the frame rate kept right up. That was one of the things that people had an issue with Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, the demo, that the frame rate in the open area was not that great. But in this area, or at least not as good for some people, but in this area, man, it seems like everything is running a lot smoother. Now, we didn't have any counter or anything like that was telling us, but from what I can just see through what they are presenting to me in this exclusive preview, it looks like it's definitely running a lot more stable and a lot better than what we saw before. Although the area that we were in is not as large, but it's beautiful. It just looks, it shines with radiance. It's just so nice. So it's pretty cool to see that level. And I was actually really impressed with the type of combat and the different types of things that were happening within that level, and the strategies too with this game, which is what I really like about it. You know, one of the bigger things, especially in that area, because certain bosses or certain mini bosses, they have different symbols that you can kind of attack, and you have to use those same symbols with your attacks in order to conquer those enemies. But each different character has different symbols that can trigger different attacks, so you want to use different characters on the same levels, right, and go through and level them up. It gives you reasons to go back in and kind of power level, or go back in and earn different experience and get different things or resources to upgrade. I love what they've done with it. They've built an experience that, even though it's a Warriors game, it feels like there's so much different stuff, and it's nowhere near as repetitive as we've seen with other Warriors games in the past, in my opinion at least. Now, of course, there's the Lionel battles. Those are absolutely amazing. But another cool thing, I think, are we on number 4? Are we on number 4? Whatever. I said I'm gonna break my own rules, so it doesn't matter. So the Divine Beast battles, man, those are awesome. It looks spectacular. This is something that we've never seen before in a Legend of Zelda game. I mean, we don't get to pilot different types of monstrosities like these. I don't remember ever doing that. Now, there's times that you're on top of huge things that are moving or whatever the case is, or you're fighting bosses that are massive, but being able to pilot one of these things is a incredible feeling, and I'm really hoping that they have some cool HD rumble kind of built into that, and it plays well there. From what I saw, definitely seems like there's maybe a little bit of dips here and there, but overall the destruction is so massive, and it's so cool just to kind of rampage through parts, just blasting things with the Divine Beast. You're just going to be going through and saying, man, this is awesome. At least that's what I was doing when I was watching this, because it was something that was just new and a different type of experience that you do not see in a Legend of Zelda game. So I was very blown away with that. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about here is what you guys want to know. Now, we're not going to spoil it. There's no spoilers here. Now, based on what we've seen so far, people are like, okay, well, how many characters are going to be in this game? Because they haven't really shown much. They've just shown the champions. I mean, we know we've got, you know, Zelda. We've got a few different characters. But there are going to be a lot more characters to unlock. Like the Nintendo Treehouse team, and Chico to be exact. Shout out to Chico. She was very specific with this and saying, oh, there are a lot of characters to unlock. And not only are there a lot of characters to unlock, but they're not easy to unlock. So you're gonna have to actually put in some time and effort if you want to get the full roster in the game. You're not just gonna be able to just get them all throughout the story or whatever the case is very easily. So sometimes you have to actually try a bit harder to get all the different unlocks in there. So that's what got me excited. It's like, okay, there's quite a bit of characters in this game. Now, we're not saying like Super Smash Brothers, everyone is here. We're not going that far, but a lot more than what they've shown us. They've been particularly careful at not showing us a bunch of different characters and kind of just going over the base ones that you would think would be in the game. But expect there to be a lot more surprises when it comes to characters in this game. Now, as a couple side notes too, guys, there is amiibo support with 3 separate tiers. If you have a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild amiibo or a Legend of Zelda amiibo, then that's going to get you the highest items. If you have like another different type of Zelda amiibo, so maybe not Breath of the Wild, but Zelda amiibo, that's going to get you tier 2. And then if you use any other type of amiibo in the game or that Nintendo has, it's going to get you a tier 3 item, and you can use up to 5 per day, very similar to Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U and the Switch and the 3DS and on everything Nintendo platforms. So overall, just going over my final experience and my thoughts before launch here, guys. Blown away. Absolutely blown away with Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. This is exactly the type of game that I would feel would be the Calamity, right? That would be the next step if we were going to go back 100 years in time and fight this massive war that was thought up, or that we thought about, right, when we were playing through Breath of the Wild. This is exactly the type of game you would think that it is, honestly. And I'm not just saying that. It honestly is, man. And I am thoroughly excited to play this game when it does launch. Remember, guys, it's November 20th. So make sure you go out there and pick it up. I know I'm going to be playing it. I was already sold based off of the demo, which transfers over to the main game. So I was already sold on that. But man, now I'm like doubly sold. Now I'm like super sold on it. So it's great to see this game finally kind of coming into fruition with this planned trilogy with Breath of the Wild sequel coming out next year. So what are you guys' thoughts on Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity so far? Have you checked out the demo? What are your thoughts on some of this new footage and everything? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.